Well, so going back to the point about the escalation and conflict and all this stuff, because we kind of deviated when I started talking about Trump's airplane full of people.
Hey, it's a good point.
What do you think is going to happen in the election? We got the mail-in voting problem. We got no one knows who's going to win. There have been a bunch of scenarios proposed by high-profile individuals on the left. The founder of MSNBC said he thinks that the House will give it to Trump, even though Biden wins, essentially, and that it's going to lead to chaos.
So this is a real emotional switch right here. This is something that I'm not a psychic, so please nobody in November clip this up to try to discredit me, but this is my real raw feelings. I think the energy, the momentum, and the people are behind Donald Trump, and I think it's evident. I mean, it was. Do you want to know something?
I agree with you.
I was at the acceptance speech for Biden, and I have a video that went viral of his own. There was only one supporter.
I saw that one guy.
Yeah, and he goes, "I'm the only guy here," and everyone else was Trump supporters. In his own home city of Wilmington, Delaware, he couldn't garner support, and the rest of the people were screaming at Trump supporters for not wearing masks outside. I was so shocked that I know if this was a fair election, Donald Trump would win in a landslide, and not because you love him or hate him. It's just very evident by what's going on.
Take a look at this image. Sean Parnell says, Joe Biden emerged from his basement and flew to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania on a private jet to speak to 6 people and take no questions from the press. Outside, he drew a crowd of almost 100 people. Way to go, Joe. Legit home state enthusiasm. It's his home state.
This makes me sad.
Well, it's arguably his home state. I know he's, Joe Biden's Delaware for the most part, but yeah, his PA is supposed to be his state. Look at this photo. Wow. This shocked me to my core. I wept when I saw this photo, Elijah. I said, "No, Joe."
Literal tears.
I'm kidding.
No joke.
But
what?
This is it's insane.
Did you see? You know what I noticed is that when he's doing interviews with Kamala, how do you say it?
Kamala
can't fill half a high school gym. Harris,
you're racist if you say it wrong. By the way,
okay.
Yeah.
Kamala can't fill half a high school gym. That's a true story. I went to her rally. She couldn't fill half a high school gym. I'm telling you, pep rallies could fill more people than that. But they were like in these interviews, they're like 30 feet apart, her and Joe. It makes me wonder, it sounds weird, are they taped at different times? Are they done with a split to allow timing? Because I know how things work. I work in editing. Right. I'm going, the only way I could think that things are cut like this, other than pure insanity, and beyond, because if you want to talk about security, it's like Trump is more hated than Joe, and Trump doesn't have this kind of level of distance. Why is it like that?
Do you see this video where Trump's signing autographs? He's like patting people on the back and shaking hands. He's like, he's a
boss.
He didn't care.
He's a boss. He drinks Coke and eats Big Macs. What a cool guy.
You know why he does that though, right?
Because he likes good food.
Because he believes that fast food chains have national standards and are less likely to get you sick, and that he doesn't trust a random individual restaurant because he doesn't know what their standards are. He knows the fast food restaurants have nationalized
He's the only
standards.
guy who eats drunk food and doesn't drink.
Right, exactly.
And what a legend. He's like, look, guys, I'm gonna be like a drunk guy at 2 a.m. but completely sober and owning the entire far left with just one bite. And remember, he ticked everybody off with buying McDonald's for that team.
Yeah,
that's so weird.
Why would they get mad at that?
The team apparently loved it.
Yeah, that was great.
Those guys eat like
burgers,
stale Funyuns. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's good for them.
All right, I want to show you one more thing before we go to Super Chats, though. Have you seen LeBron James's new shirt?
Oh.
Can you read that for me?
I wish I didn't have to, but it says, "Vote or die."
Huh.
LeBron James, man, this guy, I'm sorry, he's not smart. Like his comments on China.
American dream, man. Just get rich, not be smart, and live in the best country in the world.
One of the best basketball players ever, though.
Yeah, but I'm saying, you don't have to be smart. You just go around and throw around a little ball, hang out, make giant brand deals, and then just talk crud on your whole country that got you there.
But there are NBA players who are standing up for this country and, are legit. And I'm not saying they're necessarily smart
either. Do they
get
airtime, though? That's the question.
Well, you saw that dude who tore his ACL. What was that guy's name?
I don't pay attention to sports.
I don't remember.
I don't remember. I should, though, because that dude stood up for the flag and everything. But anyway, look, I don't really care that much about LeBron. I'm not trying to rag on him or anything like that. But he wore this shirt that said "Vote or Die." I like to show you South Park. This is South Park.
At least we know that unless it was Comedy Central, they're not going to rip you because these guys still have a sense of humor.
Mm-hmm.
This is a picture from South Park right here. His Puff Daddy. He's holding up a shirt that says "Vote or Die."
We can't show the video, huh?
No.
No,
Copyright.
because- yeah, and they're all swearing.
Also, yeah, so much
and he's
swearing.
chasing around Stan, and they're
Well,
like shooting at him and stuff.
This is what we were watching earlier.
yeah.
Oh, I
it's
love
hilarious.
this. I didn't even know the connection. I was like, why are you watching? It was so weird. I like South Park, actually. It's kind of weird because I'm a Christian, and my mom, rest in peace. She used to, because she was like, my dad's a pastor. My mom's a pastor's wife. So she would she used to hate South Park because it was like, it was just a lot of like private jokes and things. Well, it was. It used to be like a show that didn't know what it was there for, and Jew jokes and things that are just crass and the average person doesn't like, and it's kind of distasteful, edgy, whatever. But kids liked it. It's weird how they've become like the most honest political, like, I guess, commentary show, and it's a paper cartoon. These guys they're not even conservatives or anything, have seen through the BS almost better than anyone. And what a statement in 2020 that, like, a guy named Tim Pool, who's not with a network, who funds himself and is not getting back-end money from some country, is having one of the most powerful voices. And even more slap in the face is not just a guy on YouTube running more successful business and getting more viewers than a network, by the way. It's like, I mean, it really is true. I mean, you get millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars in these terrible shows, and you're getting a better viewership, live viewership, than all these organizations, nonprofits, etc. But then it's like a step further. It's like, well, maybe Tim Pool's just this guy in a beanie and he knows something. But it's like, what if we just cut up some paper and manipulated it on our computer, and it tells a truer story than multi-million-dollar broadcast networks? I mean,
South Park's establishment, though. Like they
it doesn't matter if it's establishment. It's just like, look at the technology behind it.
It's improved. It's like they actually have animation programs now.
Sure, but if you watch the way they put the show together, the creators even say that sometimes they're rendering it minutes before it airs.
Yeah,
like
totally.
They just don't care.
Yeah, they do it in real time. I think I haven't watched any of the later episodes, but it's hilarious just to see that these shows like South Park and The Simpsons have predicted so much.
But it's so honest, and that's what I was gonna say about the show. Like, she used to not like it, but then she warmed up to it. My mom, she wouldn't watch it, by the way. My mom, if people that know her, she had a cult following too. She did not watch South Park, but she understood when I'd show her, parts about it, that it became, the humor stopped being, oh, I got to make a racist joke, or I got to make this kind of joke. It was like, society is the joke. Let's just look at society and look at how crazy it is. And no longer, humor's it's not edgy because it's crass or edgy because it's discriminatory. It's just edgy because real life is just a freaking clown show.
Yep. Do you know who's the guy who wrote the thing? Was it Kafka? No, I don't think. What about the clown and the fire? You know what I'm talking about?
That I think it was
Who was that?
Goethe.
No, look it up. Just Google it.
Yeah, I will. But
I don't think it's.
I'm trying to get some cred for myself here.
Yeah, I believe you were incorrect.
100 tonight.
No.
Okay.
You were wrong.
Well, all right.
It's like if I hear him, I'd be like, that's the guy. Do you know the story about the clown?
We're talking about Biden still, or who are we talking about?
It's the clown story, man.
Okay, all right. It's
a
different story.
Clown comes out on stage because there's a fire breaking out backstage, and he starts screaming, "Everyone run! There's a fire!" They all start laughing. He says, "No, seriously, there's a fire! You guys get out of here!" And they all start laughing even harder and harder. And then, like, I don't know.
I was wrong, and
Who is it?
Geez, I'm just doing great over here tonight. It's
Get it together,
Kierkegaard.
Lydia.
Yes.
Kierkegaard.
Can you read the story?
Okay, so a fire broke out backstage in a theater. The clown came out to warn the public. They thought it was a great joke and applauded. He repeated it. The acclaim was even greater. I think that's just how the world will come to an end, to general applause from wits who believe it's a joke.
There it is.
Wow.
Listen, man. LeBron James is wearing a vote or die shirt. It's literally a joke from South Park. Can I just say, I think in 2016 the sweet meteor of death actually came and wiped us all out, and we all went to purgatory together.
Wait, so this was before, this video on South Park was made before?
Yeah, like years ago, man.
Oh my,
Right, that's the point. LeBron James unironically wore a shirt where they were making fun of the idea a decade ago. Like, I don't even know when this episode's from. The YouTube video is from 2014. LeBron's actually wearing vote or die. What? Dude. You know what, man? I tell you what. I don't take it to a dark place. I have to talk about scary things, riots, man. People are getting killed. It's getting crazier and crazier, and I laugh. You know what I do? Listen. This is the way you got to view the world. You wake up in the morning, you might find that things are bad. But if you always take it to a dark place, you'll never get ahead. You got to learn to laugh at the craziness, and you got to learn to you got to learn to respect the gifts you are given. I'll tell you what. This is a lesson people got to learn. You right now, you've got it made. You're one of the richest people in the world. You know that? Americans, this is a great country. This is what I tell people. If you were buck naked in the middle of the woods, alone, that's you at zero. If you're buck naked in the middle of the woods and you got a pointy stick, you got something. You're doing better. If you're buck naked in the middle of the woods and you got a cut and you're bleeding, now you're negative. It's really, really hard for me to view anything as necessarily detrimental to me. Like if I got, that's why I'm always like, if they banned me, I'm not going to cry about it. I'm just going to be like, oh, I guess there it is. I got my health. I got my skateboard. I got friends. Some cats.
A good life. And I think that I want to point this out. There's a really funny statement that a friend and I, we were just laughing together. You just have those good times. You just have some beers, hanging out, whatever, chilling. Maybe it's an iced tea you prefer, whatever. And I was joking. I was going, all these people want you to be this or that, and they rag on you. Why aren't you say this? Why aren't you like that? Well, you're just trying to be you. And I go, it's like we were talking. There's nobody out there that is talking crud, that is a hater, that is just completely trying to tear you down, that has a life that I envy. It's like every night. It's like ultimately, my wife is not just my wife. She's my best friend. She's incredible. She really, and it's not just saying that. It's like she's so much fun to hang out with. She's my priority.
Is she good at video games?
She's good at Animal Crossing.
Oh, okay. That counts. All right. I'll accept it.
She has a pretty good island. I'm not going to lie. But I was going to say, is that we're there. We hang out every day when I come back from these rides. I come home. I have a woman who loves me. I have a dwarf hamster who couldn't give a crap if I died tonight.
It's adorable.
But I feed him anyways. His name is Gus. He's morbidly obese, and he might be racist.
Oh my gosh.
But I
Fat
will,
racist answer.
Yeah, but I will say this, that, but it's like I have a great place. We're thinking about having some kids. It's like there's no weird far left writing or anything that can take away the fact that me and my wife love each other, that we have a good life. And you know what? We've been poor before. We could be poor again. She grew up in Africa with nothing. I grew up, near poverty with a dad who tried to start a church. We grew up near gangs and everything. I didn't know. I live in a poor neighborhood of LA, which people don't know that LA can be very ghetto, actually. It can be very poor. Even though it's America, it can get very, very dangerous and bad. And we've come from nothing, and we've had nothing together. And ultimately what makes us happy and what brings us together is just the fact that we have a good outlook on life, that we love God, we love each other, and we live to protect this country from people who want to destroy it. And it's like, and in the end, you can shoot me with rubber bullets. DHS, Department of Homeland Security, I'm just getting over an injury. They broke my shin in Portland.
Whoa, really?
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
they shot me
dude.
point blank with a canister, rocket, like a gas-propelled canister. It split open my shin and cracked my shin, and I fell to the ground. It was really bad, and I was off the field for a few weeks. But I'm back. And I've been positive through it all.
Gotta wear armor, bro. No joke.
I didn't know shin guards were necessary at riots.
I mean, if you're consistently doing conflict, then the number one rule is never stand in between the police and the rioters.
Well, unfortunately, Portland is hard to do that.
Right.
But I'm just saying, in the end,
try doing it in favelas in Brazil.
Well, I'm not. One day I'll get to your level.
Oh no, I'm out of that. I just sit in my.
I'm a Tim Pond, not a Tim Pool.
Yeah,
one day my pond will widen into a pool.
I love
There
it.
you go. I just sit in my room and talk, complain on the internet about my feelings now. It became too dangerous. I started getting harassed, I started getting death threats, and they recognized me, and then you reach a certain threshold, and I think you might run into that too.
I don't think it's safe now, but Antifa treats me pretty fairly now. After they've given me 2 concussions, actually. I got hit in the head with like brass knuckle type things just back in January. I have a dent in my skull.
Yeah.
They just came up. They tried to rob my producer of his camera, and then they punched me in the back of the head. And luckily, I was wearing a bit of a bump cap, but they still hit and put a little dent in the back, cracked open my skull. I've been in conflict with them, but most recently, I've been straight up telling them, I'm past the point of taking crap anymore. Just in case you're watching, I will never attack anyone. I'm a completely defensive person. But if my life is in danger, I am now fully capable, without hinting on what that means, I'm fully capable and surrounded by people to defend it. And I do not operate out of a place of vulnerability anymore. And and they know that. And they put alerts out. And I'm telling you, if you're part of Antifa, if you're around these people, Elijah Schaffer is not somebody you want to mess around with, because even if you somehow took me out, you would be taken out very shortly after, because of the people I'm surrounded with. So that's just a statement.
Don't start fights.
Do not start fights with me.
Don't break the law.
Do not start fights with me.
Anybody. Don't break the law.
But me particularly, don't try it.
Yeah, don't do it. That's fair.
At a certain point, to be most effective, you can see that there are some people who just can't go on the ground anymore because they get targeted. And it was happening to me, and I was like, I don't want to be on the ground being the story with people running up to me, and that's what was happening.
But I'm going to covert now.
Yeah, you dress up like Antifa?
Sometimes I spend $250 on a trip changing outfits and buying new clothes, and sometimes in a day I'll change 3 times while covering things.
Wow.
That's
multiple armor colors, covert shirts. I mean, I was going to stands, Black Lives Matter stand, buying clothing off the street just to change while I was at a riot. I throw clothes in the trash while I'm out and buy stuff at stores, and I just change my appearance. I have lots of glasses, etc. And that's what it's come down to. If you don't invest heavily in different appearances, they'll target you. I mean, if you've got to look. People know how you look.
Yeah, but when I would go out, I would wear relatively different things. But yeah, definitely, I wear the same clothes.
It's a war game now. It's a war game. I mean, you have to treat it like you're a war reporter. And I'm not fluffing.
Oh, conflict is conflict, bro.
That's what I'm saying. It's not like I'm not like going. I don't walk out like like wearing like John Wick. Like I'm gonna come out. It's just like you realize that it's not just like the press aren't safe. Anybody who's exposing the truth by name, they want to kill your guest. Is he coming to Monterey, Drew?
Yeah.
So they literally are trying to kill him.
Of course.
Like murder this guy.
I've had them post pictures of my mom.
But it doesn't make sense because it's like this is a guy just filming stuff.
Well, they don't want the truth getting out.
I hate these people.
They want to be able to propagandize and destroy with impunity, and journalism hurts that. So journalists at big companies, they don't want to take the risk. What do these guys get paid 30, 40 grand at some of these garbage companies? And they're like, you want me to insult these guys? I'll show up to my house.
And they agree with them too.
Most of them do, I'd say.
Let's be fair.
Thanks for checking out this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. We do the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. So come back to check us out when we go live. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notification bell. And we are also available on all podcast platforms for free if you want to listen to us there. Thanks for hanging out, and we will see you all next time.